Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Get ready to hear some unsafe words.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
That's what people do, right? They bounce to their music
And they go, yeah,
and they feel it.
yeah. This is my shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adam on the mic.
At Noah following up,
Yes.
returning the favor.
So excited to be here.
Yeah,
What a way
this
to
is
start it.
Yeah. Just
What a way to
talking
go.
about our intro.
Big Mike on the Mike Maserati on the buttons.
On the buttons, on the keys.
on the keys.
I'm over here on the triangle because that's what I would. I was gonna say it earlier, but I have to say it now. With these headphones on, I mean, you look like the cover of like a reggae album, like with long hair and and I look like, you know, in high school when you had to take the sound test to like check your hearing. That's what I look like. I look like they're like, we're gonna play a couple beeps, and I'm just sitting here like.
Yeah.
With my atrocious facial hair, it's
Like
Cheeto dust on my chin.
You do look like you've never put headphones on. That would be the type of person to be like, these are new. These are called headphones.
Yeah.
You're gonna put them on your head.
Yeah. I look like a little kid like visiting his dad at a studio, and they're like, let him put it on.
Yeah.
He's not gonna break anything.
Welcome to
Unsafe Words
Unsafe Words
with Adam and Noah.
That is
Your
the
name comes first, just like in the show,
Yep.
because
It's a better name.
yeah. Well,
No, that's true.
okay. How about that?
It's Unsafe Words. We wanted to get something going, right?
Mhm.
To just
Yeah.
talk about whatever we want to say, because I think the key for us was like a lot of comics, there's there's a little bit of a control that we feel controlled a little bit. There's some elements that we feel like we can't say certain things, we can't do certain things, and we wanted to have a place where we could say whatever the fuck we wanted to. Whoa.
No, yeah. I mean, because we already talk about pretty ridiculous and awful and funny things.
Correct.
And, you know, just through experience, people enjoy that. So why not do it on microphones?
Yeah, and you're like 6 and I'm like 200 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. I look like what came out of the egg you laid.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you have to teach me
Yes.
life things.
Yeah.
You definitely look like a wizard. I was gonna say a grand wizard, but that's
Grand old man.
a grand old. Yeah. You look very old.
I started
always.
putting it's called Just for Men. You don't have to worry about that yet. I put that in my beard. I
Fuck
put that in my beard
Just for
many
Men.
years ago. I started putting Just
Is
for
that
Men.
to keep the wrinkles out, or is that to stop you from getting cataracts?
The-
Because you're 78 million centuries old.
The wrinkles are inevitable. It's the gray
Well-
hair that you can kind of postpone. And so
Right.
I started putting Just for Men in my beard. And when I started doing that a while ago, I was
Just for men, semen.
I just put semen in my beard. And then I would just walk around my day. And people would be like, why is your beard so weird? And I'd be like, it's just semen.
I've heard so many girls sometimes say, they're like, did you know semen's good for your skin? And I'm like, do you know how you sound
Yeah.
saying that? I mean, if it's true or not, if you walk up to someone and the conversation never is like a segue into that, it's just like, did you know that semen's really good for your skin? And you're like, whoa.
I don't know one girl in the world that's like, give me your semen so I can apply it like a face wash.
Yeah. They wake up in the morning and they're like, all right, orange juice, semen,
I
toothpaste.
have a jar of semen in my sink and ready for my face. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's just some girl that got a facial and then went, I guess my skin feels, that's how she feels better about the fact that
She has a lot of semen.
that her skin is
She
clear.
just started to rub it in.
She was like, it's, I do it.
What probably happened is someone walked in while that happened, and he hit his penis real quick, and she had it on her face, and she was like, oh, you're right, this product really does work wonders. And they were like, oh,
it's so great. Thank you
it's
for
a business meeting. Wow.
The reason I have my top off was just
Whoa.
because.
AC's broken in here.
That's great.
Some shout outs real quick
Yeah.
to Mike and Nolan for having us at this awesome space. My boy Chris Bloom for making our intro, which was super cool, which
Very
we
cool.
made noise over a lot of, but it's very cool.
Yep.
And then Amanda for making our cool logo.
Who's that?
That's your wife.
Oh, that lady.
It's the human being that you're
The human being
attached to.
I am attached to.
Yeah. And
Married
you're
for a long time.
Married for a long time. You're having a baby.
I am having a
You
baby.
are having a baby.
And that is real serious shit.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's-
Because you don't look like you should be around children
No.
ever.
I look like I don't pay child support.
No.
And I don't And that's what I look
If
like.
I saw you walking up to a school bus, I would not want my kid in that district.
Yeah,
you just look like you have a lot of wrappers in your pocket.
I totally have wrappers in my pocket. I feel like what's going to happen is the kid's going to get to like 7 or 8, and they're going to have like a parent thing where you have to go and be a parent at a parent thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to show up, and there's going to be so many parents that are going to be, this guy's fucking here. This fucking guy's here. Damn it. So, having a kid, I'm really petrified. I'll be honest. I'm super scared. I have no idea what the hell we're doing. I know how to handle kids. I have a lot of experience with kids, but I'm scared shitless. Yeah, just actually scared shitless. But we'll deal with it.
Well, yeah, because that's not like, because a lot of kids you can be like, all right, after this amount of time, I don't have to see you anymore.
Goodbye.
This one is just kind of sitting there and like, well, I'm yours.
Yeah,
kinda.
you got to do it.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. So many people have given us so much shit, like an ungodly amount. I have an entire room
like things.
Things, not just piles of shit.
Just coming up to you and being like,
so
you're having a baby.
Many things have been given to us. I have an entire room of from chair and crib and
from
chair to crib to desk and all these weird things that a kid, I don't know, a kid needs a desk, but the dressers and all this stuff. Thousands and thousands of dollars has been given to us. We haven't had to spend $1. It's been that part's pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool. But when you think about the fact that for at least a long time, the baby's not making memories or
not born,
not even doing anything really.
Yeah, I think it's just don't kill it.
that is like strongly implied that you should not do that.
Don't let it die and just keep it alive.
Yeah, I cannot wait for you to have to go to the hospital for this baby to be born, and every time you walk into somewhere, they're going to be like, sir, you can't be in there because you don't look like the kind of guy who should be.
No, my wife hates me at hospitals, particularly because I'm really I just try to be funny and I try to not take it too seriously. And I remember we were there like maybe 2 years ago or something like that for something else. We were in an emergency room, and there was this plastic chair that I was sitting in. She was in the bed like getting something. I don't fucking know what happened to her. And I was sitting there, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "What's up?" And I was like, and I farted. I knew it, and I farted so loud, and it was like on the plastic chair.
So it made like a clap
so loud.
Noise.
It was like
like
so
a binder
loud.
just hitting a desk.
And you're in the hospital room where you just are separated by a sheet, right? Like just a curtain. And so there's like 7 other people in this room, plus the people that are just like outside the door. Every single fucking person heard this. It was so loud, and she just looked at me like, "Oh my God.
Right now, you pushed."
And I was like, thumbs up. I was like, I'm awesome, right? She's like, I hate you so much.
Get out of here now. Right? When I went, I had to go a little while ago because I thought I was going to have to get my appendix removed. You remember this?
Oh, yeah. We did those. We thought it happened to us together.
Yeah, we had Wetzel's Pretzels at a
Staples Center
at a Clippers game, and we both had stomach problems. Mine ended up being way more serious that I still have lasting effects from.
I went to urgent care myself.
Yeah,
both
that's
of us
right.
went.
Yeah, we went to urgent care because of Wetzel's Pretzels, and that still affects our eating out decisions. Yeah. But I went because I found out I had to get an enema, and I was in there, and my parents, who live out of state, were texting me, and they were like, "Is everything okay?" Like, it's stressful. My mom works in a hospital, so she works in like the ICU. So hospital means your leg's gone. But I texted her. I was like, I was just naked in the napkin they give you to sit in, and I knew I was gonna have something in my butt. And I texted her something like, "Captain's log, day 1, they're going in deep." And she texted me. She's like, "Is this a game to you? Like, is this is fun for you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And you know what made that trip so much worse is that when you go to the hospital, there's a lot of people there that are there for serious things. Yeah. They're like, "My eye's falling out. Can you push it back in, please?" Yeah. And the look on people's face when I walk in and they're like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "My tummy kind of hurts." I become the last priority. They'll fill up the stapler before they come check in on me. Like every single nurse that came up and they're like, "Okay, so you're having some stomach issues?" And they're like, "Where's the pain?" I was like, "It's kind of here sometimes." And they're like, "Does it hurt right now?" And I'm like, "No." And one lady was like, Why are you here?" I was like, "Because I don't know what it is." And yeah.
That same exact experience, because we both got this, whatever the fuck happened at Wetzel's Pretzels. I'll never eat it again. We both did it. We did it at the same time. We both were like, did I shit forever the next 3 days?
Yeah, it came out slow. It was like, hey, is your body also falling apart?
I was like, I'm like a trash person. I've only lived in the toilet. And like, I sat there forever. Yeah. And so it was days and my stomach just kept hurting. So I went to the urgent care and I was like, yeah, if I can figure this out. And they brought me into the back finally, and I sat there and they did a bunch of things, and then they left. And they left me alone for so fucking long. I texted my wife and I was like, I think I have it all. I have
every Google it, it's in me.
I'm dead, and I need you to know that I'm probably not going to make it. I was so fucking scared that I was dying. They let it just go. And she comes in, doctor comes in, and she goes, so we didn't have anything. Everything actually looks great. Like, all the tests are, you just great health. Great. I go, so what the fuck is happening?
You're like, that's so awesome to hear when I'm falling apart.
She goes, you just have to fart. I went, what the fuck?
I've never had a problem with that.
She goes, yeah, you're going to have to fart. And I went, are we seriously having this conversation, by the way? So first of all,
how much money am I paying you for that?
Yeah, let me be very clear. I'm going to pay you for however the hell this is going to cost.
Yeah.
For you to just know that at some point in the next handful of days, I am going to chip the ripper this motherfucker. I'm going to rip so hard.
I'm going to tear some clothes letting this thing out.
And then I'm going to be good to go.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. Crazy.
Just giant fart. When I did the enema, because they were pretty much like, my problem was like, you're backed up, you're full of shit, essentially. We have to get it out. And I didn't know how enemas worked. And so when she was going in, she was to put it in me.
That is an uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, because I kind of I laid on my back like this and put my legs up, and she walked in the room and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You're gonna put it in there?" And she's like, "Yeah, not like that." And so she's like, she put me on my side like I was a baby lamb that had just been born.
Like sex. You were like spread legs open.
Well, I didn't. I was like, this is probably gonna open it the most, so I spread my legs really wide, and she walked in. She was like, no, what? Bro, I don't know. I've wiped a little hard, but I've never like had an exploration in there.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
some fucking nurse walks
and I went like this. Just my limp wiener hanging over my leg, and she was like, "No, go on your side." And so I was like this, which is a lot worse. And then before she put it, I was like, "I'm sorry." Like I didn't know because I didn't wipe, I think, enough because I didn't know they were gonna put something in my butt that day. And so she's like, all right, I'm going to count to 3 and put it in. And it looks like a baby's bottle, but the nozzle's a lot longer. And she put it in. And she was like, 1. She told me 3.
And she's like, look over here.
Yeah, it was a very quick distraction. And then it feels like someone's just pumping water in you. And I'm like, whoa, I'm full. Yeah, we have to talk about that for sure. And so she pulled it out, and that feels like poop because that's how poop feels. And then she goes, okay. And she started to walk away, and I was like, wait. How will I know? And she looked at me like,
you'll know.
Yeah, she was like, your stomach's gonna hurt. And I was like, that's why I'm here. and then because I thought I was gonna get a bedpan, and she was like, the bathroom's down the hall.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and then so I sat there, and then like 2 minutes later, it was like, and it was like, I've never had to poop that bad in my life. And I made it to the bathroom, but the only thing I've ever thought about is this is the general bathroom I was using. If someone was in there when I had to go, you're mopping. Yeah, you're mopping the floor.
Yeah, that's it.
Because there was no.
I'm not waiting.
I'll pinch it off. It was
long.
A waterfall. Yeah. Like I went in there and it was clear first, and then like I can't hold that in. Like, what do you expect me to like? You put something in me that forces. I can't stop it.
We are full.
Yeah, it's just. It's yeah. Speaking of the I'm full thing, you definitely have to explain this whole concept to me or to everyone because I know what you're talking about, but it's my favorite thing.
Okay, so I feel like every dude that wants to have anal sex with a girl should have to have received anal sex,
right?
And they have to get it like checked off at like a doctor. Like it has to be like a thing that
like a form you
have
out.
To go to like a legal place and they have to do it. And so I had this very funny idea and image of it's so funny because of the way you were exactly how you were positioned.
Yeah, like this.
So you would go to this doctor, and every like straight dude is like, yeah, I'm here for the certification. And so they
I'm
would
here to get my card.
And I think what would happen is I think a lot of dudes, there's nothing wrong if you want to have anal sex, there's nothing wrong with it. But I think that again, that if you want to do that, you should know what that is, because there's a lot of girls that are just like, hell no, they hate it.
Yeah,
right? They don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I'm one of those
like,
girls.
Have you ever had a dick in your ass? And you're like, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't.
Whoa.
And so, but then, so the idea would be that you would like lay down on this bed, and the doctor would come in, so you're here for the test, and then he would bring in just this rock of a man. He would just bring in this this beast of a man with just a giant dick, and he would insert you, and he would have to do the whole process. He would fill you up. Everything would happen. And the words I think that would come out of a man who's straight, who's experiencing this for the first time, I think would be very, very funny. And I think that would be a very funny process. You'd have this guy who's sitting there, and it starts. He's like, "Whoa, okay, whoa, right out the gate, like, whoa. Okay, hold on. No. And then it would be happening. And then it would happen, and it would finally finish, and it would happen, and then he'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm so full." And it would be so gross. I think 90% of dudes would be like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
They would feel worse about then having anal, because that experience would ruin it for them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my great story.
God, I'm so full. We almost called this podcast The Full Load.
Yeah, we did. Just to really
through
sending it to my wife. Yeah. We sent the title to my wife, and we sent her the idea of what you wanted, which was like this, like
a bucket full of cream.
It was like a cummy picture.
Yeah.
And she goes, I just don't like this. And she was like, I think this is gross.
Yeah.
And I think this looks like a porn thing. And I was like, all right, fine. We'll do something a little less.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, we're going to say the story.
Yeah.
Something we definitely wanted to talk about. I mean, a big reason for why we're doing this podcast, I guess, is because we see a lot of crazy things, like our search history, but also,
we have a pretty twisted sense of humor, and I think just comics in general. It's why I like comics so much. Is that we all have a pretty fucked up brain, and we like being unfiltered, and we like the concept. If we don't like it, we'll change the channel. Right. If we don't like a certain comic, if we don't like their jokes, none of us go home and give a shit that person's jokes suck. We just go like, whatever. Yeah. We've even talked about this. When I see someone bomb, in the beginning when I first was doing it, it made me very uncomfortable, like watching American Idol or something. Right. Now when
you empathize with that person.
Yeah, I was like, change the channel. This is so awkward. I don't like this. Someone needs to tell them. Now when I see someone bomb, I almost get erect, because I think it is so funny to watch someone just fucking wreck it up there, because it's so terrible and so funny and awkward. And really the idea is like, are they going to do this again? Right. Are they going to try?
How much is this going to affect them mentally?
Yeah. Are they going to try this again? And so for us to sit back and think, like, so many comics like love the idea of like, just again, say whatever you want to say whatever you want to say, and move on with all of it, and realize that we're telling jokes, and just put your joke pants on and realize that we're just telling jokes. And, but we have a pretty twisted sense of humor, that's for sure.
Yeah, we have an awful one, and I think part of it too is like we've both, I think, living in LA, have seen a lot of crazy things. Yeah. And crazy people, and I think as far as our videos go, we like to send a lot of it's mostly really fucked up stuff, but like of people being crazy. Yeah. And there's people, there's regular people, and then there's another kind of people that you coined this phrase.
Yeah, I think there's whole people. I think that we shouldn't have I don't think we should have jails anymore, and I don't think we should have guns. And I know that some people are like, whatever, I don't care about that. It's just, I think how we could solve this whole issue is take something like Montana. Take, like, not because of Montana, not personally. No. It's not about Montana.
It's just a place that you're like, what's there?
We need a size of Montana. We need a certain area. Dig a hole. Dig a big hole. Dig a hole that goes, I don't care, 200 feet down, where they can't get out of the hole. Dig a hole. Any person that's like killed a person or just done something just so fucking ridiculous. Just
the people who like shit on the street.
Just put them in the hole. Just put them in a hole. Just send them all in a hole. People that shit in the street. People that are just outrageously ridiculous, and that we all accept that there's like a certain level of humanity that like we can function. We were talking about this on the way here.
Yeah.
There's certain people. There's like some tier that's happened where we have people that can like just follow basic instructions and rules.
Right.
And there's like a difference between a bad day and then a person like the people I saw the other day out front of CVS.
Right.
There was 3 people in front of CVS that were clearly on like crack and meth, and they were like working together, and they were making everybody's lives awful, and they were doing it under a sign that says no loitering. Please don't stand here and be on meth, basically. Yeah. And they were doing that, and they were yelling at everybody walking in, and then they tried to walk into the store, and the lady at CVS was like, "You're not allowed in here." And then they were like, "I want a manager." And they started throwing a fit and making this big stink.
Right.
And you think about the idea of CVS. Nobody goes to fucking CVS because they want to go to CVS.
Yeah.
They're going there because they just
everything else is closed.
Something sucks, and I need to fix it.
Yeah.
So the last fucking person we want to see is whole people. So the last thing we see is these fucking idiots that are standing there. Just go flick them into the hole and let them deal with it. Bye. And so there's so many of those people out there, and we see them, especially, good God, in LA, like everywhere.
Yeah, and it's a clear distinction. Is like we're not like talking about homeless people in general, because there's some people that are homeless because they've had a rough time. They're down on their luck and they're very nice. But then there's people that are naked, hard, throwing trash cans, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, no.
Whoa.
There's a difference, and there's like a mental instability. That's fine, but there's just people that are just bad people,
and there's regular people too that are just awful, that are just not aware, and they're whole people, and you get to go same place.
Right. I always think it's crazy when people, they say like when like those like shootings happen, like the crazy shootings, and they're like, we have a suspect. And I was like, what do you mean you have a suspect? You mean the person that had the gun and was shooting all the people, and he put it down? Like, me, I didn't. Like, how? Like,
all right, you're on the list. What
are we talking about? Like, why is there a suspect? Just we got him. Put him in a hole. Like,
found him.
Put him in a hole. Later, bye.
Yeah.
And then we can let them. It doesn't mean kill them either, by the way. Just put them in the hole.
And if you can get,
man, if they can figure out how to get out of the hole, I don't know.
It's like in if you can figure it out. Like you said something the other day where you're talking about like this. There's no guns, so like the security is just. I pictured people punching people
around the
like
rim of the hole, just punching them back down.
You stay down there if you can get past that. Free go.
But then we lost.
Yeah, we dug a giant hole in a state and we put security. If you can get out, you're fine.
Then we lost.
Yeah.
Then we didn't do a good job.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, I mean.
I went down this rabbit. So we were talking about search. Speaking of search things, we were talking about what is the thing that you search a lot, because what YouTube does now, based off of like what you search, it starts sending you the videos
like suggested stuff.
Yeah. So if you looked at my search, I just look like a worst person. Like I'm just the worst.
Yeah.
I was like, so how much worse can I get? What's a new phrase? I typed in crazy bus people. Oh man, crazy. Bus people.
Crazy bus people.
When you type in crazy bus people. And
Mike Man and the Keys.
Yeah. There's going to be a lady, keep going down. That's the one, that Asian lady right there. Asian woman fights with aggressive homeless man. You get this right out the gate. This homeless man that's talking to her, he gets right out the gate real racist and real scary real quick.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't even equate to how nuts she is.
Wow.
And then you realize that, people are like going about their day in work, and these people are also with them, like, and they have to deal with these people.
Because this is just, you can't choose that. Like, you don't know. You're like, oh, there's going to be a crazy person on the bus today. This just happens in front of you.
No, this is just them as they're also getting groceries. It starts out hot. The guy is mad.
Is it?
That's her in the red. She's the crazy lady, and there's a man yelling at her outside the bus.
Come here, bitch! Come off the bus!
Oh, wow.
You want to threaten my life? I'm gonna break your fucking jaw.
Yeah, you threaten your own life with your own damn shit.
Off of you. Come off here, you fucking whore.
Who's the whore?
That's crazy. I can't.
Bring your goop ass off here right now.
He just called her a really racist.
And
she's going with him. Okay, so then everybody on the bus is, whoa, that's a lot. Let's get the bus away from that man, right?
Right.
So the bus will start to leave. He's like, I got her, I'm going to get her. The bus will leave crazy man behind. They haven't even started with how crazy she is. She gets weird.
Yeah.
Like, she starts to lose her mind.
I love these people sitting here,
Yeah.
like it's not happening.
No.
That's so funny.
So then she's gonna sit down. The crazy lady that he was just talking to. That's her right there with the bag. So she sits down. This girl that sits next to this girl with the bag, kudos for just somehow
being
keeping
brave.
a straight face. Watch how weird this chick gets. She was the one that the guy was yelling at right there.
You scared of that too, huh?
Is that hair or she have scratches?
Dirt.
Pay me. How much I have to give? Free? There's no free lunch.
That woman right there, just on her phone, has.
Go get free samples from Costco. Fuck you.
Like, look at where we are in this video. Like how much. Like there's still like. Look how much video is left. Like, now she's laughing at herself. It's so weird. She gets so crazy. She starts like taking out a towel and wiping her hair. So now she's crying.
I don't mean. Oh man.
So I'm not trying to make fun of her. This is just the truth. The crazy bus people. This girl. Look at the girl next to her. That's like, oh man, I'm just trying to get to like a different part of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just trying to get to my stop. That's what makes me like. It's funny. I think about the people who never don't normally take the bus, and this just like happened to be the day they had to. And I picture it's that girl right next to her, and she's like, "This is what happens on the bus when people go."
Yeah. Wild, right? Look at her.
Yeah.
So then she just goes crazy, and she just keeps going. And then you realize that, like, if you type in that search in the thing,
It's like
there
a rabbit hole.
is so many people that have to ride the bus. Then there's a whole world of the bus drivers losing their shit.
Oh, like on the people who are going.
That are losing their shit on the people on the bus.
Oh my god.
Now, these people have no idea that she's crazy. So they get on just like back to there. And then
Someone's going to sit next to her.
Then
wow.
that lady can't handle it for very long. She gets up at some point and is like, I can't deal with this lady because she starts getting, she has not experienced the insanity that's happening.
I give major props to people that like regularly take it just because you've probably seen more than most people can imagine. And you're like, this is what I have to do to get to the places that I'm going to.
Look at her. Look how intense she is. This person that's filming. Here we go. Now we're getting.
Oh, is that poo?
It might be.
Oh,
so this is
what I like is she flipped it to the side with the stain, and then she was like,
and
"This
lady's
is the
like,
side that goes on my hair."
Well, I got on the wrong bus.
Oh, wow!
Loved it. That's great, Mike. Thank you. There's a video. There's a crazy one where a guy gets so mad, another passenger gets so mad at another lady who's just losing her mind, and he starts telling her, he's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, the bus is going to be late, but guess what? You ride the bus because you suck. And he tells her this. He's like, you want to not suck? Get a better job.
Yeah.
Get a car. Don't be a loser person. I'm a loser person, and I'm going to be late for the bus. But whose fucking problem is that? Shut the fuck up. It's amazing because there's this whole... Because the bus is just like the crazy... Because everybody's got to get somewhere. So anybody can get on the bus or the subway. And you just get some of the wildest people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So this one got me down a few days ago, and I started really seeing a different part of society.
There's something like it's the same thing with like this is bad but sometimes like if a car crash video, like a compilation of car crash videos, that makes me sound like a serial killer.
No, it's okay.
But I'll watch them because it's just real life, and that's the stuff that's like crazy. That
how would I handle it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know how I would handle it. I cry every traffic incident I've gotten involved in, whether it's ticket, accident, anything. I cry hard because I get asked questions and I should know the answer, and then I cry.
So, what's a guilty pleasure for you to search on
this
YouTube?
Is gonna go. So this is gonna kind of be one of the videos. Because we're going to be doing this thing on this podcast where we'll show videos that the other person has not seen. This kind of goes in with that. Can you type in owl being released in church? Now hold on. This now
a funny name.
This video if it's I'm pretty sure it's going to be the right one. Videos like this one I could watch all day. Go down. Hopefully it's this. I'm trying to type it in without like the 7-second one. So hold on. Before you click on it, videos like this, I'll go down the rabbit hole all day. And the sound the sound is my favorite part of this whole thing. And it makes me laugh because it's an accident, but I think about this video at least once a week.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Max, I'm here.
Right, play it one more time. So if you're just listening, it's the guys release an owl in church, and it hits a stained glass window.
Like dies?
And it falls over. And the videos like these, I love. It happens when people release like birds and like bugs. I love watching like somebody like bring a bird back to life, or they'll like release like a butterfly or something, and then another animal eats it. Like those are all day. I can
What
watch
about
them.
you, Mike? What's a rabbit hole for you?
Man, I'm lame. I go to like this compilation of like sports highlights,
Stuff like that.
like but like weird ones of like players being thrown out from the outfield, just like like that.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
That's a like because I'll
watch
go,
like knockout compilations.
those are too,
Bullies getting knocked out.
Oh,
Hilarious.
do comeuppance?
Yes,
the comeuppance
the
videos
comeuppance.
are some of my favorite
Some of the
ones
best.
ever. Yeah.
do you remember
You
that,
earned it.
do you remember that show Bully Beatdown?
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of my favorite shows because I grew up doing martial arts, so I love watching like the UFC. And the crazy part about the UFC is like the injuries that you see sometimes of people's heads just being cut open. And what I always hated, especially like because there's somewhere you can see skull.
Yeah, when you're like, whoa.
And you're like, oh my gosh!
Someone
and
call it.
All they can do is put Vaseline on it. Like there was a video, like one of the early UFCs, a guy caught an elbow, his whole like scalp was back, and they just put Vaseline, and they were like, "Get back out there, champ!" I know
just my hand holding it down
holding your
is better
skull.
than the Vaseline.
Yeah, if you're just like, I'm gonna do this, or like one that posted the other day, it was like, oh, I wonder if we can pull it up. It was like I can't remember whose Instagram it was or something, but some guy broke his nose and it was like the worst nose break and his nose, this part was under his eye, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, that was.
He has to
horrible.
go like he has to be like go to like his girlfriend's like he has to go to dinner with his girlfriend's like parents.
Yeah.
And be like, hey Trevor, like what do you do?
What happened?
And he's like,
How does it feel to smell sideways?
I lose a lot. Is
Yeah.
basically like I lose.
I'm a pug.
Yeah,
My
I
face
lose
is flat.
fighting is what happens to
Oh
me.
God. Yeah. So I think there's like I don't know, any video where it's like like animal being released goes wrong or something like that.
Get you good.
Honestly, that owl video I've watched at least a couple hundred times because it's Yeah, these my favorite. It's just animals like being released and birds will pick them up. I hate birds. I mean, I have a bit about that, but
Hi, little bird.
all day. And it's sad to watch because I love animals, but I mean this is because most of it's like
It's such a joyous occasion.
well, yeah, and mostly it's little kids who have like
Yeah.
found an animal and they're like, I want to keep this thing alive, and it never works out
I'm
ever.
really excited.
Watch
about
this bird's
moment.
like, oh, and it's such a euphoric. You're like, I'm gonna watch it fly away.
Oh man, this is gonna be something else.
There's like ones where like
Or this bird's like, I'm not leaving. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
there's
Uh-oh, here we
ones-
go.
Oh, I don't think I've seen this exact.
Oh no. Fall off the edge.
Yeah, it's just gonna slip.
Anticipation.
There's one of like they release a baby bunny and a hawk grabs it. Oh, wait, can you try and find that one? It's like a hawk grabs release baby. I don't know. I should have found that one, but
With this bird. What's gonna happen with this bird? I have to know what happens with this bird.
he's just
I know this is killing me.
Para allá, bicho, para allá, para allá, para allá.
Did you just hit that wall? Hey, did you just hit
Oh
that
my
wall?
god! Oh no!
Don't walk in levels.
Oh, this is it. This is it. This one I've seen so many times, and I. Oh,
You put
because
him out
look,
to
the
grass,
little girl,
or-
like they found this bunny. Oh man, I think about this a lot.
What are we doing to people? I like it.
Yeah,
Unsafe words, baby.
unsafe words, unsafe videos.
Where's your mommy?
Because you know
So excited.
she's gonna never forget this ever, and that makes me giggle a lot.
There's just something waiting. And no,
I'd like to think the bird is like, I'm gonna fuck up this kid's whole life.
just waiting for this moment. It
Go
knew
on.
the whole
Get him.
time that it was gonna do this.
Do you hear that, baby bunny? Do you hear the noise that bunny made? Oh, that's it. That's dreams.
Oh my god!
Sweet dreams are made of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So speaking of videos, I
Oh God, is this one of the ones that a surprise for me?
yes.
Oh,
So
cool.
we talked about doing a surprise video for each other and like not knowing.
That was mine. So I hope you found a new rabbit hole.
Yes. So we talked about like doing something that we haven't seen, like that you didn't know I was gonna play or show. Now,
If it's I'll pre-frame with this. If it's anything where it's like pimple popping,
yeah,
or acne,
yeah.
I'll sweat a lot.
Yeah,
because
he gets
I
very sweaty when we
hate
watch
those.
those
You don't
ones.
like fish, so I've got fish ones that
So I have two. One of them was one of those, and I thought it's like the grossest one I've ever seen, and I
Right.
thought that's funny in of itself. But I've done that many times with you.
Yeah.
Then I found something today that
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe other people know about this shit, but I didn't, and I think it's worth talking about because if I didn't know about
Okay.
it, there's others that don't know about
All right.
this. And if you do, please tell me because we need to talk about it all together. This is a
Okay.
thing. Can you type in
Clearing throat.
for disturbing, and then I'm going to spell it because I'm not exactly sure how to. For disturbing. HOMUN. That's it. Homunculus.
I don't even know what that word means. Is that
Yeah.
that's the bone in your arm, right?
No. So that's the one. That top one. There.
Whoa.
So what's going to happen
What?
here,
Bro, what
so what's
is
going to
that?
happen here is this is a video. There's 4 of them, and it's more about the first and second one. To be honest with you, I had no idea what I typed in today because we were doing this. I said I'm just going to type the word weird into YouTube,
Okay.
and this was one of the videos that came up, and I was like, oh my god. So a little preface with what happens here. It's in Russian, and the first one is this guy did these 2 videos, and it's an old medieval term of like kind of almost like a science experiment essentially.
Okay.
He takes an egg, a chicken egg,
Okay.
and he cuts a little hole into it. He then injects that hole with semen. Okay, his own semen. He injects it with like a syringe.
Whoa.
Hold the phone. I found this shit out today, and I could not wait to talk
Whoa.
about it.
Okay.
He then covers it up with a Band-Aid, and then he puts it in like a plastic container, and he puts it in his hat, which is weird, but he puts it in a hat and puts it away for 10 days. He then opens up the egg, and there's a living fucking organism happening inside of this fucking thing. So the first one is his first attempt, and
Wait.
he talks about how it got
Is it different kind of eggs?
chicken eggs.
It's just chicken. Wow, man.
So go ahead and start it, and we'll kind of skip around a little bit because it's insane. And now there's all these other videos of people doing this kind of same. The volume doesn't really matter. You're just going to kind of watch it. There's not. He speaks Russian anyway, so who knows what he talks. This is just a little beginning part that talks about this process and how this is becoming a thing that people are doing. So you can skip ahead probably about there. That's great. So this is the original one that kind of got this going. And now a lot of people have done this.
Okay.
And so
because people have so much free time.
So there he is injecting the chicken egg with his semen.
It's his.
That's his semen.
Okay.
I would assume. I don't know why it would be anybody else's. And then covering it up, putting it in. And so now we're at the point where he's about to open the egg. This has been 10 days later. It's been in his hat.
Ew, bro,
So
what is
here-
the color
here
of
it
that
comes.
egg?
Here it comes out. He talks about this one's infected. So here we go. And out comes. Here we go. Okay. Then he takes that white thing you're going to see and watch it closely.
Oh, dude.
Watch it closely.
Dude,
So
my
here,
oh,
here we go.
dude, my throat is closing up.
So watch this thing. Watch it.
Oh.
It's it's moving. It's moving.
Oh.
And
Oh my god.
it's moving. And he talks about how this one is maybe not well. I don't know how they're
No,
well.
dude, it looks like a face grabber from Alien or face hugger, whatever that's called.
Craziest. So then this is the next time he did it. So this one you can kind of skip ahead because we now know the process. We can skip ahead a little bit. That's probably like in that ballpark, somewhere in there. And so, and jump maybe this one's crazy. So there it comes. Now watch this. This from here till this is over is wild. Wild. So there it is.
Okay.
It's gonna zoom in.
It looks like a foot.
It's gonna zoom in and watch this thing go. It moves. And then it does something crazy. As if this isn't crazy enough.
No.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Look at that.
Oh!
Look at that. So then it does this and it spits at him. And he freaks out. He spits. He drops it. He smashes it. And then there's fucking blood. What the fuck? That's in another one. This is in another one someone does. This is what comes out of the egg in another person.
That's like a
That's
crawdad,
like a shrimp or a crawfish or something.
Wait. Can we pause it for like a second?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. The other one, I don't know if this one's. I don't know if any of them are real. This one, I'm like a shrimp. I don't know. That's weird.
Okay.
The other one is crazy. I'm not the same person knowing this information, by the way. Sorry,
Mike. My hands are real. My hands are clammy.
He didn't know that this was where we were going today. It's on YouTube, so it's the thing. It's not. It's right. Shit,
dude.
Oh my god.
Bring the mic, and I want to hear what you think about
No,
that.
that's just a crazy dude. I've never ever. That's some scientist alien fucking
Crazy shit.
That makes me just realize
so
that I just feel like the government has there's hybrid everything.
There has to be more of them.
If this guy jerks off into an egg and that happens with money and science, there's got to be
like people.
And how did he go? You know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna fill up a syringe with my semen, put it in an egg of a bird, and see what happens, dude. When they moved, I looked at that and I went, anything could happen ever.
Yeah, no, for sure. I saw that today and I was like, oh, well, this is the video I'm bringing to the table because, first of all, the word is weird. Homunculus or something.
What does that word mean? I'm going to look it up. I don't know what that word means.
It's the whole thing is super weird and really creepy and very unsettling. There's all these videos of dudes like raising these things for like weeks and months. And, like, putting them together and seeing what they do together and stuff like that.
The fact that he hit it and there was blood in it blows my mind.
Weird. Look, it all could be fake. I don't know because I don't know anything anymore. But at the same time,
I don't know.
It looks really great if it is.
This is like the premise to like one of those slapstick horror movies.
Yeah.
Like you jerk off into an egg and then this thing comes out and then like it just destroys everything. Like that's crazy, man.
And then you're like you have to kill it, but you're like, I made it. It's mine. It's my baby.
That's like the
you're like, come to dad, and it's like
it's like Slither. It's like a ridiculous, insane thing. I can't believe it.
That first one was like, what blows my mind about it is that you watch him open it. So you're like, so if it is fake,
that's a
you're
lot of effort.
Incredible at what you do.
Incredible
but the fact
makeup artist.
Those first two are like the shrimp one. I was like, okay, you probably just bought a shrimp,
right?
But that watching him open it and it move,
wild.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna think about that
forever,
for a very long time.
It says a homunculus is a representation of a small human being.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Like so a chicken person.
It's popularized in the 16th century. Alchemy and 19th century fiction is historically referred to the creation of a miniature, fully formed human. So, this is I guess this apparently it's some kind of humanoid. I guess they're trying to say a mini person, like a tiny, not like a dwarf, but like an actual mini, like person.
Did you ever watch A Little Mermaid?
Huh?
You ever
the
see
movie?
The Little Mermaid.
No, dude.
Ursula has when she turns the people into kind of like things on the ground.
That's what that looked like. That's what that looked like.
Yeah.
And you know what makes me like mad about that too? Like, say somehow this is real. Those first two, it's gonna take a lot of convincing for that not to be real to me. At least even a little bit.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder like, what's taking scientists so long with some things? Like this guy's just putting his cum in an egg.
It's like what Mike's saying. He's like, there's got to be some crazy shit out there.
Yeah. You're telling me there's some diseases you can't cure.
Yeah.
And you can fucking egg and make something.
Yeah, exactly. This creepy weird dude and wherever the fuck he is.
I hope this becomes like a popular thing in schools someday. You know, because you have to like dissect owl pellets and stuff. And someday they're like, all right, guys, your take home homework is to jerk off into something.
Everyone's gonna make a homunculus or whatever.
mine looks like a fish.
Yeah.
Mine's talking. Like
You let it sit for like what? You know what's
let it hatch on its own.
What's fucking crazy about it, and it's weird
Other than the whole thing.
What's the weirdest part is, and I'll be the first to admit this, it happened when I first saw it, and I was like, I want to see how this works. And I know that makes me really fucked up, but I don't care. I just was like, I don't want to jerk off into an egg. But the experiment part, I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is something we can do. Like, if it is real, it's weird. And it's wild. And it's really wild. It's really, really wild if that's like a real option.
Well, because what popped in my mind is like, I mean, this is so not even close, but when, like, how dog breeds mix, you're like, oh, a Great Dane had sex with a Chihuahua and they made this, and you're like, first off, how
rape
did that even? Yeah, well,
rape is
yeah. They didn't do that themselves,
no.
And if they can make something with that, I mean, you put a little semen in an egg, something's got to come up.
I showed it to my friend today, and he was like, just like you guys, he's like, I'm not gonna be the same.
No.
I'm not the same anymore.
There's a video
knowing that this is a thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know. I was like, I'm sure this is. I'm glad that neither of you knew what this was, because then it felt shocking. But I also like, this has like 20 million views.
Yeah.
And so, or like the first one does. There's another one of just the first video by itself, and it had like 20 million views. And I was like, oh, so this is like a thing that some people totally know about. But obviously, a bunch of people have been like, have you fucking seen this? And sending it to their friends and being like, the world's ending. Like, what are we doing here?
So you've sent me so many awful things at this point that my phone, I can't open my pictures without, every time I send someone a picture on my phone, I'm afraid I'll landmine hit one of the things I've sent you or you've sent me. Yeah. And I always think you've sent me the last thing that I'm like, nothing will surprise me anymore. Like that fisting video that we definitely can't show. No. But, and then I see this, and I don't, like, this will keep me up, dude. Yeah. I'll really.
I went down the rabbit hole of scary videos the other day, and I sent you a bunch of those. And
those are
watch
hard.
These only at night. They're really freaky, and they're like people, like kids in corners, and
like the dolls moving.
Yeah, dolls moving.
Like, because most of those, you watch those, and you're like, that's fake for sure. But then there's a couple of those where
kudos if they're fake. Honest to God, let's like this. Like, kudos if this is fake. Like, you guys did a great job of making a really insane.
But
video
like I said, like it's gonna take. I would have to meet that guy to prove that it's fake. Yes. No one talking with me is gonna change what I saw. You're gonna no cuts at all. That thing moved. Yeah. Really?
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's the craziest.
You made like an animatronic worm. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, out of an egg that you cracked. That's the wildest thing I've ever seen.
This is going great. I don't know where we go from here at this podcast.
Yeah, really. I mean,
now that we've
we don't have
capped
much
it with
time
a
left.
video about this homunculus or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Right.
So you got to think, like, if you put a chicken semen in a lady, baby got a beak.
Exactly.
And I don't know. Yeah, that was a real.
I know.
I'm in my thoughts now about this whole thing. I don't even know what else to talk about.
Well, this has been real. I'm glad that this was sort of like our first pass at this and our first go at this whole thing.
Yeah,
like,
this
felt
very
good.
Fun.
It felt fun. Thanks for having us. Thanks, Mike, for
this is super cool. I love this. This has been awesome.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good place to kind of cap the night off with this homunculus.
With this, because if you watch this, I bet, like, because people either listen or watch. I love watching podcasts, but even if people listen, I just want to listen back and hear the silence, like afterwards of watching, and just us taking that in. Yeah, because that's my hands are pretty clammy.
And you guys can kind of know a little bit into my brain. I watch videos of crazy people on the bus and the homunculus videos and creepy doll videos. Like, I'm not well, man.
And I watch videos of animals eating other animals in front of children, and that sits well in my stomach.
So if this is the kind of stuff you're into,
this is episode 1, so it's really gonna build from here.
This is gonna be the kind of show for you.
Just some announcement stuff. I mean, eventually we're gonna start a Twitter. I'm going to start a Twitter because you know nothing about anything because you're 76.
I don't even know what Twitter is.
Yeah, you don't. I bet if I pulled up a bunch of apps in the App Store, you'd be like, I couldn't tell you which one is Twitter.
I would hyperventilate.
Yeah, you'd freak out. So while you're figuring out Internet Explorer, for those of us that understand how the world works, we're going to start a Twitter. And if there's like something you want us to talk about or a video that you have, we'll watch it first so that we don't just show it up because we want to be able to play videos. But send us. I'll post about that and send it to us because we love seeing new things. That's the most surprising thing I've seen in a while, other than the last video that you sent me.
Do you have any shows coming up?
I do have a couple shows. So this will hopefully come out in the next couple days.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. But whatever.
Yeah. I'm at Flappers. There's a play. You want to talk about that?
There's a play I directed, which is weird that you would think that I would do anything other than just sit and jerk off all day and watch weird Homunculus videos. But I actually do that stuff. But there's a play.
Our Lady of 121st Street.
Our Lady of 121st Street. I directed that. That's up at the Loft Ensemble, which is the theater.
Which is why I have this. Yeah. Oh, that you started. Ooh.
Yeah.
Drop that. Gotta drop that. You book shows. You're a working actor that you make money from. Cool, dude. You're married and you're having a baby. Do you want to rub anything else in my face? I work in a restaurant and I have.
Your car looks honestly like you've lived in it for 19 years.
Yeah, and I have barely been alive that long.
Good God, the barbecue sauce. There's an open container of barbecue sauce in your cup compartment.
You'll never know when you need it. But yeah, so I'm in that play because for some reason I keep working with you.
5 more weekends.
Loft Ensemble in North Hollywood. Google loftensemble.org.
Yep.
You don't have to Google that. Just type that in, and it'll take you to a website, and you won't have to go through Google. You don't know that because
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have
lost me right when you said
you have an iPhone, and I bet
I just give it to my wife, and I just say, fix it.
Fix it.
Call a person.
Yeah, I'm at the 25th of August. I'm headlining a show at Flappers.
Yeah.
And then, that's the next one I have coming up. When are you gonna attempt to be funny?
Tomorrow at the Improv Space. West Hollywood, or Westwood, and then next Friday night we are.
What is the date of that? Because
the Improv Space is what's tomorrow?
17th.
The 17th. Thank you. And then the following Friday, we are at Westside Comedy. I think that's 11. But then we're headlining on the Saturday at Westside Comedy on 8.
That's super dope.
And then the following week we are at Flappers headlining there, and I'm in a comedy band. We don't
the show.
It's not just me by myself. I actually don't do stand up alone.
No, you actually did it for the first time.
I did it
today. I put you up at a mic.
Yeah, I've been doing in the world for years and years and years, but I do it with my friend, and so it's always a little safe. But I showed up at the thing. You're like, you're going up, and I was like, I don't even fucking know anything about doing time by myself.
And you.
Ooh, it wasn't a thing.
It was cool.
It was fine. And I can obviously sympathize with the idea that you immediately regret all of the things that came out of your mouth right when you finish a set as a solo stand-up act. I immediately, because I've always said that people should have to do it. I didn't have the nerves that a lot of stand-ups have,
right?
Which is like just paranoid, freaking out the first time because I've done that many times. But it was just it's different when you're up there, and there's all these other components that you got to put together when you're by yourself.
Yeah. So,
but those are the things. Yeah. Those are things that are happening. So again, hopefully you like the show.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Mike, thanks so much for being awesome.
Thank you. Peace out, everybody. Unsafe words.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Get ready to hear some unsafe words.